Understand something, guys. Nothing worth ever having in this world comes easy.
Do what these champions doing if you're going to be a champion.
You control your outcome.
Who am I?
I'm a champion.
What up, champs? Welcome back to a brand new Biosteel breakdown. As always, I'm your host, Adrian, with my co-host,
Sylvie.
New year. Same old us. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the little pup in the background. We hope she stays quiet. We are currently dog sitting for friends of ours. And we have we have an animated teddy bear here is what we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to do a little 2019 post. We were off last week. We took the week off from creating any content, and we just hung out with friends and family and had a good time. But we're back, and we thought it would be appropriate to kick it off with a episode about habits. And so obviously the New Year's and New Year's resolutions are an interesting time because you fit into one of two camps, I suppose. Either you love goal setting and you get all over it, or you hate the idea of New Year's resolutions and you think that they're dumb and no one does them. No one follows through, and then you don't. So that was my voice for that person. And so you fit into one of two camps. But I mean, ultimately they're a good thing. Anything that forces you to sit down and do a little bit of reflective work and a little bit of goal setting and planning, I think is a good thing. So no one has ever changed their life because they set a New Year's resolution necessarily. They've changed their life because they've followed through on some sort of goal they've set. And so we're talking about how to establish habits that go along with those resolutions or goals, right? And that's the bulk of our business, like especially your business is built around habit building and manifesting habits that are positive and getting rid of some of the poor ones. Is that right? Did I summarize your business? I might know you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it does come down to, everything comes down to what we do on a daily basis. So we're not a writer if we just write once. We're a writer if we write every single day. And
even if it's 50 crappy words.
Yeah.
Like my writing.
It's what we do consistently. And we're going to talk about the biggest one. I mean, there's a ton of different books and resources out there. I'm reading one right now called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And we're going to cover some of his principles because I think they're really awesome. He's had a blog for a very long time. And the book, The Power of Habits, is also really good. But we're just going to talk about what's worked for us personally and then also with our clients and use some references from some of those books as well.
So if James Clear is listening and he would like to come on the podcast, we'd love to have him on because he's single-handedly responsible for me flossing and not the dance.
Maybe the dance.
Not the dance, no. So my big addition to this, or my only addition to this perhaps, is that when it comes to a new habit or a new idea or a new practice, you need to keep it stupidly simple. Like think of whatever your habit is, the most simple version that you can do, and then scale it back one more level and make it that easy to go ahead and do it. And we see this in the gym all the time. Like people go in and they drop out this spreadsheet for their workout, and it's gigantic. It takes up 6 different PDF pages. They're like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do exactly 15 minutes of mobility here, and then I'm going to run over to the treadmill, and I'm going to do 7.6 minutes at 8.3. And then I'm going to do this, and it's just unrealistic. And that goes with everything. So for flossing, for me, I hate flossing. Not that I hate flossing, I just hate the action of taking that string and wrapping it around your fingers until the circulation's cut off, and then sticking both of your fingers in your mouth like a doctor, like you're getting an examination. And yeah, then you come out with saliva fingers, and you feel like you don't do a good job the whole time, and it's uncomfortable, and you have no feeling in your fingertips. So what I did, or what James suggested that I do, and I took into action, is we put a bowl full of those cool little floss sticks. You know, the ones that are a toothpick on one end, and then they look like almost a sigh with a floss thread in the middle.
Floss thigh.
Yeah. And so we took those and we put them on our, what's the word I'm looking for? Countertop.
Bathroom
countertop in a bowl. So they're always visible and they're right there. So now it becomes automatic. I brush my teeth, I pick up a floss stick. I brush my teeth, I pick up a floss stick. So that would be my suggestion. Whatever you want to do, keep it stupidly simple. And even when you have it as simple as you think, you probably need to scale it back one more. What are yours? What are your tips?
So this is a big one. And again, may seem obvious, but tracking your habits. So it's one thing to say, I want to start working out more. I want to start eating healthier. But it's another thing to actually track it. So this could be in several different ways, whether you're just writing down your workouts, whether you have a calendar, on your fridge that you do just a big X for completing whatever that specific healthy habit is, whether it's going to the gym or prepping all your meals that day or flossing or doing a daily meditation practice, journaling, whatever it might be. Again, start small and, as Adrian said, make it simple and then just track your progress. So one big thing that we see is people are very attached to outcomes. So it's like, okay, I want to get in shape, or I want to lose 10 pounds, or and that's always the end goal. But what becomes difficult is actually tracking that and how we're going to get to those 10 pounds loss, or how we're going to get to quote unquote in shape. So tracking that progress becomes very important. So focusing on the progress and what you're doing every day. And this is something that I have really implemented both with myself and then also with my clients, is focusing on small wins. So, when you have the practice of following through with your habit, give yourself a little pat on the back and notice that, like, yeah, there's going to be some days where you do it really well, but just making sure that you're tracking it in some way. So it could be, again, food logs or big X on a calendar, whatever it is, just making sure that you're writing it down and holding yourself accountable to it.
Right. You don't need to, you need to appreciate the steps along the journey, right?
Exactly. Because that's really what's important is the process of actually getting there. And there's a quote, I forget who it's by, but we will link it up, whereas the process, the process is as good as it gets. And I truly believe that, because, the habits that you build and that championship that you win or whatever, yes, that moment's amazing, but the everyday process that got you there is what's actually more important. Right?
I would agree wholeheartedly. You don't need to be the Batman version of Christian Bale. You can just be halfway there when you go from the machinist to Batman.
There you go. And the third one
is
don't miss twice.
Oh, don't miss twice. This is a huge one, because if you only do this, if you were to follow only this rule, you would think if you were to follow only this rule, you would complete the task 50% of the time. So in a year, you would have 50% of the days completed on whatever the task is. That's pretty easy and amazing. And I think that that's a really, really important one. So we're talking about consistency, and it would be great to think that you're going to go every single day, or do it 5 of 6 days, or whatever the task is, or whatever the objective is. But even if you were to do it every second day and not miss twice, you would still put yourself far ahead where you were before. And so I think that's a really good rule on anything, whatever it is.
Yeah. And especially, if we do start to miss even just one day, it can get into this, negative mindset of I've already, broken that string of healthy habits. And that's why a lot of, resolutions can sometimes fall off come February, March, because people get down on themselves for not fully committing to maybe this huge goal that they set for themselves. Whereas if, they have the rule of not missing twice in a row, and I use this with meals all the time. Like, hey, you had one unhealthy meal. It doesn't mean that your whole, week has to be unhealthy. It's just, if it was an unhealthy lunch, have a healthy dinner. So whatever it might be, just making sure that you're showing up the next day.
I love it. I think that's perfect. Just a little woof. Shyla says woof.
She agrees.
That's it, guys. That's a wrap. We hope you found some of this helpful. Share it out with your friends. Let them know.
And also let us know your healthy habits.
Yeah, I know we're going to post that and then no one's going to comment, but it's a nice idea. And so if you want to buck the trend and prove that
communication is
you
key.
Prove that you care about your habits, let us know what they are this year. Do you have a healthy habit that you're going to implement for 2019?
Yes, I have several.
Okay, why don't you do just one?
Following my rule is a meditation practice.
Meditation practice. Don't miss twice.
Don't miss twice. Yeah.
I'm thinking about drinking beer as my habit based on those rules.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't get into bad habits today, but
I don't know. I don't have a 2019 habit yet, but I will put one in the comments When I post
Awesome.
this, I'll put one. So deal, right?
Deal.
If you need some help kicking off your 2019, if you need some help with any of your nutrition or fitness habits, make sure you head over to biosteel.com. They're the sponsor of this segment, and you can grab 15% off your very next order. They've got an array of amazing products. The code word is
Champ Lifestyle, capital C, capital L.
And we hope you enjoy it. That's a wrap, guys. We'll see you back here next Friday.